Donald Trump has announced that the Pentagon will be rebranded as the Department of War.
We won the World War I, World War II. It was called the Department of War. And to me, that's really what it is.
As the leaders of China, Russia, and North Korea put on a united front, the US president has said he wants to create a warrior ethos in his government. Here's what we know so far. Today, Trump will sign an executive order renaming the Pentagon as the Department of War. Going forward, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth will be known as Secretary of War. The executive order reportedly says the name Department of War conveys a stronger message of readiness and resolve compared to the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense was previously known as the War Department from 1789 until 1947, when it was renamed at the end of World War II. This announcement comes just days after China's largest ever military parade. The country's military spectacle saw 10,000 highly choreographed troops march through Tiananmen Square alongside ballistic missiles, autonomous drones, and robot wolves.
中华民族是
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. Before I get started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Our double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom Wakasah Lahabakyar, which means peace and mercy to the elect throughout the four corners, wherever you may be. I'm the brother Amar from the branch of GMS Cleveland, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, to be edifying to whomever may be watching. And as you see on the screen, the title reads, "Is Trump preparing for World War III?" ? And the answer to that question is Khan, which means yes in Hebrew. He is preparing for war. And whether these people know it or are aware of it, they're being controlled by the Lord, all right? Yahweh Shemiel Shai orchestrates everything here on earth, from the smallest situation to the largest situation. Nothing moves without his say-so, and that's just what it is. So with that being said, let me get a scripture real quick, man, because whether they acknowledge it or not, like I said, it's all of the Lord's will. So this is Revelation 17:17. For Yahweh have put in their hearts, which is their minds, to fulfill his will, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast. It says, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. So the Lord has put it in their hearts, all right, to fulfill his will. So his will is ultimately to bring forth World War III. It says, and give their kingdom unto the beast. The part when it says give their kingdom unto the beast is talking about these other nations aiding America in whatever situation that may be, whether that be helping with arms deals, which is pretty much dealing with weaponry, or policies, or backing up America when America is trying to bully another nation or country into accepting their agenda. These other countries will aid in that situation, all right, and many other things, man. So that's the part when it talks about and give their kingdom unto the beast, like meaning these other nations that are affiliated with America through treaties and pat deals. They're going to help in whatever way they can, right? And also the influence as well that these other countries have. They're going to use their influence, their military might, their power, their resources to help America fulfill their goal. That's what it's talking about, and give their kingdom unto the beast. All right. So it says, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled, man. So the Lord's will prevail. All right. America will go to war with these other countries, or these other nations, and vice versa, man. Because that's it's written in the scriptures, man. I'm reading a portion of it, man. All right. So with that being said, let me get let me get this real quick, man. All right. Because one thing too that these people don't understand, especially our people, that we're warning you before these things happen, so you can have some type of briefing on the scenarios. All right, you heard the elders and the apostles and the brethren speak about World War III before, years ago. You heard us speak about what's this the MOTB years ago. You heard us speak about the race riots and the wars and the famines. You heard us speak about this years ago, man. So when these things actually come upon you, you're going to be without excuse. So anyway, let me read this, man. It's Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord. It says, "Behold, I will raise up against Babylon," which is this in this chapter in particular is talking about not ancient Babylon, but America. That's code name or code word for America. All right, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me. So it says a destroying mountain. A destroying wind. So not only is the Lord going to send that destroying wind upon Babylon, aka America, but also these other nations that are joined unto them, joined unto America, or that have similar interests and that want America to continue on due to the interests. All right, so that destroying wind is talking about what? The thermonuclear destruction. The Lord will send that upon America and these heathen nations, all right, heathen countries for what? Prophecy's sake. Because these countries, man, they're not going to go untouched, unfazed, man. The Lord's going to touch them as well. The Lord's going to put the Spirit upon America to send forth nukes unto these places as well. So it says verse 2, "And will send unto Babylon," like I said, which is America, fanners that shall fan her. And the fanners can be what they are, these heathen nations sending whatever it is that's helping aid in a bed America a downfall, whether it be these proxy wars, whether it be these other biochemical warfare, whether it be whatever else that's helping bring America down, tariffs. All right, it's the things that's aiding the fires, because when you use a fan to fire, use a fan towards a flame, it helps ignite or helps further bring forth the flames, which helps ultimately bring forth more destruction and chaos. All right, if you had a flame devour starting in a house, it starts off small, and then you add a fan to it or water, it helps bring forth more flames, which helps, like I said, bring down that house further. So anyway, and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Verse 3, "Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine, which a brigadine is a form of armor, and not just a form of armor, but it's very small plates of armor that's used on a individual to have more flexibility. All right, we look that up, man. So it says, "And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts." Jump down. So when you go to verse 6, it says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." And this is what we're saying, man. All right, if you don't hear nothing here, if you don't hear none of the messages, at least hear this part, man. You have to take yourself out of the equation of Babylon. What I mean by that, not physically, not hopping on an actual plane or jet going to Jamaica or Costa Rica or wherever the hell you go. It's more so spiritually, all right, and mentally. It's taking yourself out of America. Like, you're not a part of it. You don't partake in this festivities and ideologies and what it is it believes in and stands for. You're literally departing from America spiritually and physically. You stop celebrating the holidays. You stop standing for what it believes in. You like, you know what? I'm going to be against this wicked ass kingdom and what it stands for. I'm going to be against the American flag. I'm going to be against America itself, because waking up to the truth, you understand that America is not for you. As an Israelite man, woman, and child, you understand that Babylon the Great, aka America, is not for you. Never has been, never will be. And everything it stands for is inception. It is about your downfall. It will always be. And you have to accept that. All right. And if you don't, you're delusional. It says, "Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So the Lord will repay back Babylon the Great for what it has done." Remember, this place has shed the blood of innocent Israelites, from not just you Negroes, all right, but all the way from Gad and Reuben. I just watched this this movie, uh, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. I think it's something about the moon, Flowers of the Moon. But that movie showed and highlighted the corruption of these devils. Even though Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio, even though them are Jakes, them are niggas, or them are our people, but I'm talking about the characters they portrayed, right, which is so-called white people, white men. They showed and highlighted the fact that these Edomites are devils. So if you see movies like that and Roots and all these other things, you can't come to the conclusion, and you can't even help but see the wickedness of these people in this place, man. All right, so flee out of the midst of Babylon, man. Look, man, get away from this place spiritually, mentally, man. All right, to hell with this place, man. What it stands for, man. It says, verse 7: Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad, man. And what it means by that is that when you say the nations have drunken of her wine, meaning they partook and partake currently in what, man? The philosophies, the ways of living, the doctrines, the philosophies of Babylon the Great and what it stands for. You know, Babylon the Great, America has a way of living and how they see things done, and how they, desire and want people to live. From the American diet to what they watch, to what they read, to what they listen to. All these things are what the Lord is asking and requiring you to depart from. And if you of his flock, of his sheep, you going to depart from it. You going to say to hell with this place because you see it for what it is, man. All right? Don't be foolish, man. Don't get caught up in the cares and affairs of this life, man. And you see Babylon and you want to be a part of this, man. Fuck this place, man. All right? The nations have drunken of her wine. Like I said, that wine is the way of living, the philosophies, the doctrines, man. These nations, when you see Moab walking down the street, and Ammon and Ishmael and Elam, these niggas are dressed like who? Esau. They're not wearing their national and natural regalia, their clothing, their attire. They're not wearing that. They're wearing 3-piece suits. And then the women are they dress like the Edomite woman, man. All right. Because if you look into a lot of these heathen customs, man, whether it be Ishmael, especially Ishmael and Elam, especially them, they're dressed in modest women apparel. All right. Covered up, not showing too much skin, and they pretty much have their face even covered, man. Even in Moab and Ammon to a certain degree. All right, but when they come over here, they dress like what? Moabite, Edomite women. All right, showing all the skins. All right, but that's I digress, man. All in all, man, don't be partaker of this wicked kingdom, man. See it for what it is, man. It's wicked, man. Understand that this place will get destroyed, man. And you don't want to be a part of that when the Lord finally does it. I'm gonna end it right there, man. I mean, that's pretty much. I had some more presets, but it was gonna actually segue into another topic. But I mean, that's pretty much it, man. All right. The scripture talk about, I believe it's in this chapter or the next chapter, how the Lord said He have laid a snare for thee. All right. The Lord has laid a snare for Babylon the Great, aka America, and that snare will come into fruition, man. All right. You people think that everything is good and hunky dory, man. Look, man, eventually you'll see your downfall, man. All right, we just waiting for that day. So, with that, I pray it's edifying. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. Bashem Rakako Dash, you know what I'm saying? Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Shalom Wakasala Habayar. Peace and to the elect. Shalom.